public hearing and allows for public comment, we ask that you use the chat feature and ask your questions by listing your name and address and your question. The chair or vice chair will recognize all questions in order, or Jasmine. You can also use the raise my hand feature in the participation menu, and you will be unmuted when the chair recognizes you. Again, please state your name and address before asking any question. If you're on the phone, you can dial in *9 and raise your hand. So tonight's meeting, we have under old business, nothing. Under new business, we have notice of intent, 20 Cobblestone Lane, notice of intent, Holly Lane. Conservation business has, as deemed appropriate, we have a request for extension, 0 Plymouth Street. So a request for certificate of compliance with 30 Auburndale Heights and a certificate of compliance for 180 Broad Street. With that being said, we will open to new business. And Jasmine, I'll leave that to you.
Okay, the notice of public hearing, Conservation, Bridgewater, Massachusetts. In accordance with Massachusetts General Laws, Chapter 131, Section 40, in the Town of Bridgewater Local Wetland Bylaw, the Bridgewater Conservation Commission will hold a public hearing on Thursday, July 23rd, 2020 at 6:30 p.m. No in-person meeting as the Academy building is closed to the public. Visit the Town of Bridgewater website for virtual meeting information or contact the office. The commission will be holding a public hearing on a notice of intent filed by Paul and Bonnie DeMigelia, 20 Cobblestone Lane, Bridgewater, Mass. The applicant has filed a notice of intent to install
Turn on flashlight.
1,500-gallon tank D-box and 12-foot by 37-foot leaching area consisting of 20 C100 contactors in sand to replace an existing failed system. Proposed activity will take place within the 100-foot buffer zone. The property is owned by Paul and Bonnie DeMigelia and is located at 20 Cobblestone Lane, Bridgewater, MA, and is shown on Assessor's Map 98, Parcel 3-C18. All interested persons are invited to attend.
Thank you, Jasmine. We are now open with 20 Cobblestone Lane, please. Michael Koska.
So Michael and his associate are both, just for the record, Steve Solbo, environmental planner, Town of Bridgewater. So both Michael and his associate are busy with conflicts tonight. This project, coincidentally, has already been completed. It was a septic upgrade. So Board of Health filing had already gone through. I did a site visit to make sure that all the swaddles and the erosion control was down. The septic was upgraded in place of where it is currently located. So basically what they're asking for here is an order of conditions to, after the fact, to permit the work. They fully intend on going for a certificate of compliance once the ground has been stabilized where the septic was upgraded, basically waiting for the grass to come in. I expect that by the end of probably September, heading into the fall, we should see stabilization of that area. With Michael or his associate not being able to be here tonight, my recommendation to the board is to close and issue an order of conditions contingent upon the fact that we're not going to have any special conditions, but Michael Koska will, on behalf of his client, accept the order of conditions as written by the Conservation Commission, and also contingent upon the fact that he will file for a certificate of compliance when the site is stabilized and ready to see that part of the process.
Okay, Steve, thank you. As we know, we had no issues with this before. It was just a matter of meetings, a failed septic system. You have been out there. I had no issues. I'm glad it is completed. Any question with the members right now I'll follow up on?
None.
Okay, that being said, is there anybody with a question on this filing?
No, I'm good.
Anybody in the audience or on the phone or? Okay, the chair would entertain at this time a motion, please.
Making a motion to close correctly.
Yeah, we have
Correct.
to close first.
Yeah, well, all right, so we're gonna make a motion to close with no special conditions and issue a COC when the ground is stabilized.
You have to close first.
Oh,
Close and issue an order of conditions.
all right, so I'm closed. We're closed. You gotta,
I need a second, please.
Second.
All right, any further discussion?
no.
Okay, hearing none. Let's do a roll call vote on closing this. Marilyn McDonald, aye. Harry Bailey.
Eileen Crisco, aye.
Harry Bailey, aye.
All right, so we are now closed. The chair would entertain a motion, please, on approval.
Make a motion to approve the septic system, but not issue the COC, correct, until the land is stabilized? And that would probably be around September.
So
They'll come back before.
They'll have to come back after the work is complete,
Right.
like any,
So basically, issuing the order of condition contingent upon the fact that a certificate of compliance will be applied for at the appropriate time.
Okay.
perfect.
Second.
Harry, do I hear a second?
Second.
All right, here in a second. Any further discussion?
No.
All right, when I call your names, we're going to do roll call. Marilyn McDonald, aye. Harry Bailey,
Aye.
Eileen Frisco.
Aye.
All right, show it unanimously that has been closed and approved. Thank you, Steve. Okay, next we'll roll right into notice of intent, Holly Lane, Commission of Mass Division of Fisheries and Wildlife, please.
A notice of public hearing, Conservation, Bridgewater, Massachusetts, in accordance with the Massachusetts General Laws, Chapter 131, Section 40, in the Town of Bridgewater Local Wetland Bylaw. The Bridgewater Conservation Commission will hold a public hearing on the Bridgewater MA 02324, a notice of intent filed by the Commonwealth of Massachusetts Division of Fisheries and Wildlife, 19 Bourndale Road, Buzzards Bay, Mass. The applicant proposes to complete an ecological wetland restoration project within a set of former cranberry bogs. The property is owned by the Division of Fisheries and Wildlife and is located off Holly Lane, Bridgewater, Mass. Map 80, parcels 6 and 7, and map 81, parcel 1. Please contact the Bridgewater Conservation Office for the hearing date and time. Any interested persons are encouraged to attend.
Okay, thank you. Holly Lane, you are now open.
All right, so I do not see a representative from Fish and Wildlife. They were very reasonable during the process of continuances during the kind of the peak of the pandemic and the quarantine situation. So basically what we were waiting for was the actual advertisement. We were having a little bit of a struggle tracking that down. As you can see what Jasmine just read, it's from March, which is fine. It's appropriate. It's still along the lines of the regulations. It was appropriately advertised.
Yep.
I've been reporting to you guys on this project probably since about February when it first crossed my desk. It's basically a project where cranberry bogs are going to be kind of assisted along the way to return back to as close to natural habitat as they possibly can be. If you look at the report that I've issued back in March and then subsequently since then, I highlight some more of the some of the practices that they're going to use that I've seen in previous stops in my career down in Mashpee and whatnot, where this exact type of procedure was used by probably and very likely the same district office of Fish and Wildlife down in Bourndale. I suggest approval of the project with no special conditions. These guys are going to, you know, this is an enhancement in every sense of the word. We're going from an agricultural use back to, hopefully in short order, a functioning wild wetland bog. So.
I have no issues with it. Harry, Eileen?
No, none.
No, I've been down there before when they were doing Holly Lane, and I think we all saw it before.
Yeah.
I've known about it for years when he first put them in, so.
Is this the old Dyer property? Bruce Dyer? Yeah.
Property.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So they're just gonna restore it?
Yeah, it's gonna go back to being wild.
Nice, very nice.
Okay. All right. Anybody with a question on this filing in the audience? Anybody raising the hand? Jasmine, you see anything? Okay. All right. That being said, Steve, I assume you would recommend closing and approval?
Yeah, I would suggest to the board that you close and issue an order of conditions, standard conditions apply. And, you know, I think this is one of those projects where it will be advantageous to go out to the site and kind of watch and track their progress. I foresee a lot more of these type of projects crossing our desk and also just in the region in general. So recommend close and issue an order of conditions with standard conditions.
All right. And Steve, if you're going out, always please text me if I'm around. I'd love to join you.
Sure. Yep.
Okay. Chair would entertain a motion, please, to close first.
Motion to close the hearing on Holly Lane in Bridgewater.
Second.
Okay, hearing a second, any further discussion on this?
No.
Hearing none, we will do a roll call vote. Marilyn McDonald, aye. Harry Bailey, please.
Aye.
Eileen Frisco.
Aye.
All right, that's unanimous that it's been closed. At this time, the chair would also entertain a motion for approval.
Motion for approval of an issue of an order of conditions.
Standard, correct.
Second.
Hearing a second, any further discussion?
No.
Once again, roll call vote. Marilyn McDonald, aye. Harry Bailey,
Aye.
Eileen Frisco.
Aye.
All right, let the record show unanimously passed. Okay. We'll continue moving then. Conservation Commission business. We have request for extension, 0 Plymouth Street, Murphy's Landing. Murphy's Landing. Close
Yep.
to mine.
I know. Right.
Okay, Steve.
So, yeah, so on this one, this was a little bit scary towards the end, I think, for the applicant, because as you guys know, orders of conditions have a 3-year life. And Marilyn was very helpful to reach out to DEP Lakeville, or a former person that worked there. And we got information that said that you just need to apply 30 days for the extension before the order expires for an extension. So that was actually met because it was applied for on July 23rd. The order expired on August 24th. And then in further conversation with Mark Bartow at DEP in Lakeville, he told me that a lot of the COVID-19 delays in procedural timelines and windows was actually extended, so this would be covered. So the reason why this project was completed was obviously because of COVID-19 impacts. And so therefore the applicant is asking for an extension. Does it say how much they're asking for? I would assume they're just going to go for.
Usually it's a 3-year, like just a normal 3-year.
It's just re-upping on the 3 years. So
Yeah.
I would suggest approving this so that we can allow the applicant to get the job done under the order of conditions that's already on file. Just another project we'll keep an eye on, and get this extension out the door so the applicant doesn't have to worry about his order expiring and going through this whole process again.
Nope, that's what they're for. I have no issues with this. When jobs need to be extended, that's fine. Eileen, Harry,
I'm
any?
fine. I'm
yeah.
fine.
I'm aware of this project. It's Aaron Murphy. We all know him.
Oh, it is. I don't know what it's for. I mean, what
Yeah.
is?
But I know what the order of conditions are. I've been following it. He's got a lot of work to do to catch up. And
Oh, I remember. Yeah.
Harry, what project is this then? What are they doing?
they got to clean up the grounds, and then it's going to be like a canoe put in, but we're also going to allow 2 houses put in.
All right, I'm not familiar with it like you and Eileen are, but okay.
Like,
Maybe again, Steve, if you go out and check that one, give me a call. Okay,
Yeah,
so
it's an extension.
yeah, it's just an extension.
Yeah.
Yeah, the work's
For
not
the
done.
order.
I got
It's
no
already on
issues.
file. Nothing's changing except for the timeline.
Right, which is fine.
All right.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I have no issues with an extension on projects. Jasmine, anybody in the on Zoom
nobody's
on
waiting
this?
for anything.
Okay, nobody's waving. With that being said, Chair would entertain a motion, please.
Make a motion to approve the extension for 0 Plymouth Street, order of conditions to, I believe, 3 years it is.
Yeah, it's at standard 3 years.
Second.
Here in a second, any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote, please. Marilyn McDonald, aye. Harry Bailey,
Aye.
Eileen Frisco. Eileen Frisco?
I say
Oh, I didn't hear you.
aye.
I was gonna say, please come to the front now. All right. So that one's set. And
Yeah.
then next we have, so request for certificate of compliance, 30 Abidal Heights. Steve, can you tell us about that, please?
Yes, so I believe there's actually someone here for this one. Ms. Reese is here. So basically, this is a procedural what the applicant's looking for is a procedural approval. The order of conditions is from like the mid-90s or the early 90s. Actually, you can see right there. It's dated 10/5/1990. With an SC number down in the 3 digits. You can tell how old it is. So at this point, it's basically I don't think it's holding up a real estate transaction, but it is something that is needed for the attorneys to sign off and things that have to do with real estate.
Right. Yeah.
I'm not going to stand in the way of that. I'm glad to see that the real estate world has started closing these out
Oh, yeah.
and dealing with them. So I recommend that this certificate of compliance be issued.
Okay. I have no questions on this. Either Harry or Eileen, please.
No, not at all. No.
Jasmine, anybody raising their hand on this? Okay. All right, Chair would entertain a motion, please.
So I make a motion to approve the order of conditions, right?
Certificate of compliance.
Oh, I'm sorry. Why did I
All right.
have order of conditions? Certificate of compliance for the order of conditions. I'm sorry.
Do we hear a second for 30 Abidal Height?
Second.
All right, hearing a second, any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote. Marilyn McDonald, aye. Harry Bailey, please.
Aye.
Eileen Prisco.
Aye.
Aye. All right. The record show that's unanimously passed. Okay, moving right along, we have a request for certificate of compliance for 180 Broad Street. Steve, please.
Yeah, as you guys can see on your screen, that Jasmine has so nicely shared with the rest of us, it basically outlines exactly what I'm going to say. This order of conditions was filed with the Bridgewater Conservation Commission on August 28th, 1987. So I was about 5 years old.
I was born like 3 weeks later.
The purpose of this order of conditions was to undertake a hydrogeologic investigation into the property located at 180 Broad. No work was ever undertaken in connection with the order of conditions. Therefore, they are seeking a certificate of compliance so the matter can be closed out and cleared off the deed. So obviously, I'm recommending a issuance of a certificate of compliance in this case.
Okay, so obviously 5-year-old Steve, I have no issues.
I have no.
Eileen, Harry?
I'm all set.
Okay, then at this time, the chair would entertain a motion, please.
A motion to approve the certificate of compliance on 180 Broad Street.
Second.
Hearing a second, any further discussion?
Yeah.
Hearing none, roll call vote. Marilyn McDonald, aye. Harry Bailey?
Aye.
Eileen Prisco?
Aye.
Okay, that's approved. Okay, at this time, Jasmine, anything further? Nobody's raising their hand on anything? Okay, at this time, I'm sorry, what?
Well,
Jasmine, we good?
I couldn't hear you, Steve. What did you say?
I'm asking if Miss Reese has questions. She's on the call. So I know she was waiting on that seat for
Unless she may be on here. Is it Carolyn?
She just texted into the chat and said, "Can we hear her?" I cannot.
I can't either.
Can you hear me?
Oh,
I can hear you now.
Now
Yeah.
I can.
So, I didn't know if I should type or if you can hear me. I was just wondering, so what happens now? I know with Corona, I can't go to the town hall and pick it up, or can I, or their certificate?
So it's actually going to be signed electronically and emailed.
Okay,
So if that's
all right.
I'll reach out for the email address if I don't already have it. We're just going to email the decision, and I think everything has to be electronically recorded at the registry right now anyhow. But they do accept
Yep.
our electronic signatures for the certificates of compliance.
Okay, yeah, that's great. I think Steve has my email, or I can give it to you, or I can type it if you want me to into the chat.
Ooh, could you type it into the chat, please?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Excellent. Thank you.
Thank you. How quickly is that available typically? I don't know.
As long as we have time to have it reviewed, I could have it out tomorrow as early as Monday. But
I'm not in Monday or Tuesday, Jack.
you are not?
No, you're not.
Oh, I'm not, but I can still send it in.
Thank you very much. All right.
And then, other than that,
Anything further
no, I think we're
on that?
good.
Okay, so at this time, I'm gonna do a discussion on the conservation business. As we all know, we lost Dick Monteith a couple of years ago. We are having Saturday at 10:30 memorial bench that's being placed up at the NIP. Anybody is welcome to attend. There is a proclamation done by the town council. So again, that is 10:30. Myself, Harry will be there, Eileen, and the Monteith family. At that time, we will unveil the bench that we have with a memorial plaque on it for him. So just to let you know about that.
Very nice of you guys to do, Marilyn.
Well, he was a great guy. He's still missed.
And looking forward to the 27th. We have quite a number of filings. I think Jasmine, we're looking at,
I think 8.
okay, yeah, and like four of them are clustered together.
Crimson Heights.
So we can go see those all together, or not together, but it would be a quick site visit to kind of just see the overall
Yep.
layout over there and look at the plans and do our site visit there. And then we have plenty of time between now and the 27th. So I will make sure that when I set up the site visits to go out and verify the plans versus the site, that I contact you guys and see if you're free.
Great.
Yeah, I actually had taken some time off from the hospital, so just reach out when you're going.
Okay.
All right,
It
so
will
we
probably be not this coming week, but the following week.
okay. All right. Anybody else have anything? Okay, so at this point, we're on track. We do have a big next meeting on the 27th. Everybody's on board with that meeting, correct?
Yep.
All right, perfect.
I'll be there.
Harry?
That's why-
I'll be there.
Okay.
Okay, all right. Thanks a million, guys. Okay, you know the favorite motion.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Good night.
Oops, I didn't do a roll call. All right. Thanks, you guys, very much. Steve, I'll be in contact. Thanks, guys. Have a good
I'll
night.
talk to you guys all
Good
soon.
night.